Actually, this is a good season because autumn is the most beautiful season in the area. And I hope you enjoy it. And first thing first, I want to do a survey to see if this presentation is targeted to the right people. How many of you have a major in, say, computer science or WE and is familiar with network? Well, I think just one. So this is 2, 3, okay. And that means I targeted these slides to the right people because this is a very introductive examination of the sharing economy from an engineering perspective. And I actually prepared these slides with my colleague Damon Ball due to some personal reasons cannot come to me. So I'm presenting along. So sharing economy is actually such a big thing that it just cannot ignore. Now you can say call for a private car to go home using a phone app instead of having to curb and hail for a taxi. And you can stay in a fancy private apartment on your vacation instead of staying in some expensive hotel. Now, with platforms like Uber and Airbnb, anybody can do business with anybody else, sharing their property on demand, paying for the right to use rather than the right loan. In this way, we can pay less and get more. But more importantly, we can get more and waste less, reducing energy consumption, cutting the pollution, and I believe this is have a huge intersection with the goal of Grand Challenge, right? So this is the rise of sharing economy we are witnessing. This is a branching socio-economic ecosystem built around the shared and collaborative creation, production, trade, distribution, and consumption of goods and services by each individual people. But beyond this descriptive definition, the central topic that today I want to discuss is that we need a theoretical framework for it, so that as engineers we can analyze the problems of it and propose solutions for it. So the first thing I'm going to show you is such a framework. It's actually a framework inspired by the wisdom we derive when engineering the internet. So in this perspective, sharing economy is actually a network for getting services from person A to person B. Yes. Now, you may wonder, in that case, in that sense, isn't traditional economy also a network? Like how we get our meats and vegetables from the supermarkets, which are produced by some farmers, right? It is a network, getting services from one person to another. But I will argue that the network behind the sharing economy is actually a better one. It is better in two ways. Firstly, the consumers and providers in the sharing economy are connected with massive, cheap connections. Recall when you use Uber, you are virtually connected with every driver in the city, right? But when you choose to hail for a taxi, you can only reach a taxi you have a lead with. That is the difference. And in other words, in traditional economy, the consumers and providers are connected with only a limited number of expensive connections. They have a very small exposure to each other. So that is the first difference, the first advantage of sharing economy. And the second advantage is that in the sharing economy, the providers can interact directly with their consumers. And in this way, they can understand their consumers better and serve them better and tailor their service to their unique needs. So because of these two advantages, sharing economy is taking off very quickly, really quickly these days. But in this perspective, we found that there are also some problems of sharing economy. And today, the major topic I want to talk about is how can we propose solutions to this problem. Now, the first problem is the problem for ranking. Actually, ranking is a central problem for internet, right? Because we want to find what we want from a bunch of totally unrelated stuff. The same actually goes for the sharing network, because we also need to find the needle in the haystack services, right? So for internet, Google solved this problem with an algorithm called PageRank. You all know that, right? Basic heuristic is that web pages look for each other iteratively until convergence. But to make this algorithm work, one important prerequisite is that the network behind it must be massively connected. Otherwise, the result of the algorithm will be severely biased. Luckily, the internet is known to be a small world network, meaning it has a lot meaning it has a good number of random long connections and can get you anywhere you want in just a few hops. This is a good property. However, this same property is not inherent in the sharing network. Well, to put this into perspective, let's see this example. Recall when you use Uber or Airbnb. Most of the time, what you can see, all you can see about the driver or host is how the stranger consumers see about it. And this may not give you so much confidence on their services because you know the scores can be manipulated and the comments can be fake. Actually, this lady in this image is actually manipulating the score using a lot of phones simultaneously. And the reason behind this problem is that the network behind Uber and Airbnb are actually isolated network segments. Because only the consumers and providers who have done business before are connected. So it is an isolated network like this. Well, how to change the situation? We can leverage the wisdom we learned from the internet. Well, let's use the next example as a hint. Let's say if you are again looking for an apartment on Airbnb and you search over and over, and then your friend Daniel came along and pointed to one particular apartment and says, "Hey man, I've been there, it's great." Now, how do you feel? It feels great, right? This particular apartment looks more attractive to you. Now, the reason why this trick works is that by incorporating links from other networks, and in this case, the social network, the network behind sharing economy is made more connected, so that the algorithm, ranking algorithm, wired in our head, works more effectively. Actually, this is a general principle. So our solution regarding the ranking problem of sharing network is that future platforms of sharing economy should work hard to incorporate these links into the sharing network to make it more connected. So that is, of course, problem and the corresponding solution. Next, let's take a look at the physical layer of sharing network. It is a network, so it has a physical layer. When I talk about mobile internet, most of you will think about applications we can use with it. And only a few of you, maybe someone with the same background as me, will think about that. But various physical layer technologies. But it is exactly because of them that we have internet in our pockets and homes. Right? So physical layer is important to any network. And this is even more so in the sharing network because the real-world services and products we can derive from it all has some physical constraint. Well, it may be that we have to exchange car keys in person to rent a car from a neighbor, or it may be that we have to ship very carefully a fragile art piece before online to our home to avoid breaking it. In either case, the inefficiency in the physical interaction is the main bottleneck. So how to change this? Today I'm going to propose a twofold solution. The first part is to minimize the dependency on human. And let's go back to the car rental case. Let's say if instead of having to hand over a key to you, your neighbor can authorize access to his car remotely using a phone. You can imagine how flexible this whole process just becomes. And the ultimate goal regarding this point is to totally replace human with automated software and robots so that the availability and capabilities of human does not pose a limiting factor. And the second direction we can work on is to decouple services and products from some specific matter or material. Well, let's take the fragile art piece from online. Let's say if now you can just download the design file from the internet and just print it out using some desktop 3D printer in your home, in real size, you can get it much more quickly and safely than shipping it over, right? So the ultimate goal regarding this point is to transform the services and products into some physical form that can be easily transported and then reproduced. With these two directions to solutions, I believe the future physical layer of sharing network will become much more efficient. And just like mobile internet, we will have much more applications built upon them. So next, let's welcome to our third point, narrow ways of sharing network. First question first, If you don't have a network background, a computer science background, you may not know what is the narrowness of network. Well, the best example is the IP layer of internet. No matter what you use for the physical transportation, be it wireless or fiber, and no matter what applications you are using, be it web or video streaming, the single and universal protocol for IP for logging is IP. And one single protocol in the middle can maximize the possible forms of physical transportation while minimizes the complexity of application interfaces, and that is valuable. Then we want to ask, what should the narrow list for sharing network? Well, to answer this question, we have to first consider the role of service chaining and value adding in a sharing network. Actually, the concept of service chaining is very important in the traditional economy because it is the way how we get most of our services and products nowadays. You get your products through all this long chain of service chaining and value. But if you look around the sharing services we can use nowadays, you will find that there are mostly just one-hop direct services. So why is that? Why is it because service chaining is not important, not valuable to sharing economy? No, it's not. Just imagine in this case what we can do with sharing economy. Let's say you are a girl. We have a lot of girls in society. Let's say if you want to buy a skirt, now instead of walking into a fashion store and pick one from the new arrivals, imagine now you can firstly work with an independent designer, like you can find in some new startups like a factory in San Francisco, to figure out what you want, what style you want in this outfit. And then you can go to a part-time tailor to cut this design out for you as you want. Maybe using some local fine clothes you bought from a local clothing. And in this way, by working with these individual providers sequentially, you can have much more choice over what you get than walking into a store. And you have more control of the process to guarantee the quality. And also, the providers, each individual providers will better understand your unique needs so that their service can be tailored to your needs. But I guess now, you also find out that why we don't have service chaining and sharing economy. Because it is such a pain to do so. It is such a pain to chain them up together with our own hands, right? You have to talk to individual providers so that they can understand you, and then you should negotiate between them to make the service flow along the process. In other words, the transaction cost is too high, so that it's rather going to the store than this. Well, to solve this, to improve the situation, we have to let computers and algorithms come into play. But first thing we need to do for them is to give them digital tags with structured information, telling them the properties of the services and products they are dealing with. And then only in this way can the magical algorithms take in the data and cross the data and promote some best fit for our chaining process and help us lubricate the process. Now here is where we need to narrow this for the sharing network. Imagine if different companies insist on using their own language for this tag. Then the products and services from different companies will not talk to each other and cannot be easily chained up because the complexity in the chaining interface will be too high to afford for some individual engineer. So to change the situation, the thing we need is a universal description language for the service. It's like HTML for the internet, right? We use a structured information to describe the thing we are dealing with. And if you think about it, one single language in the middle on how to hold the physical manifestations of service products and supporting all the possible forms of service chaining. And that scenario is very important. So these are the problems and solutions we found during our recent exploration. But I also want to say that there are some unique challenges. The first one is that we have to deal with the privacy and combination issues that arise when we want to use data from heterogeneous network or organizations. And the second challenge is that the ranking algorithm we use is fundamentally different with the PageRank algorithm because it has to deal with heterogeneous information. And the third point is that the physical layer technology nowadays is still immature to be utilized by individual people. And last but not least, different companies and organizations may not agree on a single universal language at the beginning. So we may have to work in a trial and error fashion for quite some time until convergence. That is how any other global standard works out. But all that being said, I should say I'm still excited about the future of sharing economy because we can not only enjoy the fancy services provided by it as consumers, but also we can engineer it and propose solutions to solve problems for it as engineers. So after this presentation, I want to share the same exact as I do. That's all for today.
Thank you. I believe the technology you mentioned will be one of the key technologies to drive the change of our lifestyles. So, any questions? Okay.
Hello, teacher. I'm Johnny from Penn University. In the data level, I'm more interested in the sharing economy. 2 years ago, our team designed an app, which means to offer opportunity that people can share their other books, other books. Yeah. But we found that after the shipping credit of this number, the number has stopped. So I have two questions. The first one is that what we can do to get more people involved in the network system. And the second one is that how do we solve the ownership? Okay, thank you.
So let me rephrase your question. Is it that how can we find the customers for our sharing services? Find enough customers for our sharing services?
Say what we can do to increase the stickiness. Yeah, do stickiness.
Well, I'm not exactly an entrepreneur, guys, but the answer for this question I can think of is you have to find what people really need. I think if your services have some customers at the beginning and then jobs, that means maybe your services is not required by that enough people. So I suggest you need to find something like Uber everybody needs in everyday life, so that everyone around the world will need your service. So that if your service is based on the internet or mobile internet, everybody will get easy access to it, and your company will grow fast, will grow up very fast.
Thank you. Any more questions? Okay, I see we are right on time, so thanks for the presentation. Thanks very much.